Hey guys, we're back, and today we're gonna be reacting to top 10 places to visit in Australia.
Australia is so pretty,
I
yet
agree.
we don't know a ton about it because it's on the other side of the world. So, yeah, we're planning on traveling there soon. That will be very fun. We still don't know where we should go though, so hopefully this video can help us get a better understanding of where we should go and some good scenery. So,
Let's watch it.
yeah.
Guys, my name is Ryan, and I recently returned from
Oh,
exploring down under, and I want to share with you my favorite places. So here's my Australia
Oh,
top 10.
pretty.
I wonder if the pink lake will be in here.
Let's see.
Australia is a massive country
love
home to some of
kangaroos.
the
They're
world's
so
most
cute.
beautiful and diverse
The
landscapes. From the
masculine.
pristine
I've heard they're
beaches of
vicious.
Esperance to the tropical island of Lord Howe, Australia is waiting to be experienced. Let's start this video off on Tasmania. Located off of Australia's southeast coast, Tasmania is an island home to some of the country's best nature.
Oh, that's so.
One thing about Australia is that they have a lot of cute animals.
I don't know, and I like to see kangaroo.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're cute, but
Yeah.
very strong, and I'm afraid to be kicked.
Some of them look like shredded and like buff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like actually scary.
I know they're like muscular.
I know, but I'm scared about like the tarantulas there. That's terrifying.
I know, but let's see more.
Yeah.
And wildlife. I spent a few days road tripping Tasmania, and I was blown away by the beauty of this place.
Ooh.
One of the main reasons I wanted to come here was to visit Cradle
It's so
Mountain.
diverse
It's located
already.
in the central
I
highland of
know.
Tasmania, and the area is part of Cradle Mountain Lake St. Clair National Park, and it's home to some of the most beautiful scenery in Tasmania. What really drew me to the area is the wombats.
Aw.
They're the cutest animals I've ever seen,
just wanna
and there was
hug
this
it.
place
I
called
know.
Ronnie Creek where you could go on these raised walkways, and we saw at least 20 wombats. I mean, it was
Aw, I
so
wanna go
peaceful to
there.
hear them munch on the
Mhm.
grass. I mean, talk about nature ASMR. Now, another incredible place in Tasmania is Cape Way. Located on the Tasman Peninsula,
looks so
Cape Way
nice.
is home to some of the tallest
It
sea cliffs
is.
in the southern hemisphere.
That looks like a nice place to take an Instagram photo.
We will
Pose.
definitely do that.
I know.
You can reach it by a 10-kilometer hike, but we decided to take a boat tour out to Cape Way. It took us about an hour to get there, and the views along the way were amazing. Once we reached Cape Way, I was just
Wow.
amazed by the size of the rocks and sea cliffs, and it was such a spectacular area. After
I want to jump off of that cliff into the water. It looks so fun.
And it looks scary.
Yeah. And the water's so blue there.
I know,
Oh my
that's just so nice.
gosh.
we're going to head to the mainland to visit Western Australia. Before I came to Australia, I thought it would be feasible to road trip across the country in a day or two until I realized it was a 40-hour drive from Sydney. The 4-hour flight is
That's
definitely a
long.
faster option, but if you want to
Oh
do a
my
week or two road
gosh.
trip, it would be an incredible drive. Now, the capital of Western Australia is Perth, which is the 4th most populous city in the country. What I particularly liked about Western Australia is its coastline. The beaches are home to white sands, crystal clear waters, and kangaroos just chilling on the beaches. The area around Esperance is
That's
particularly
crazy.
beautiful. It's home to some of the widest sand in Australia and the world.
It's crazy how like secluded the beaches look. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people on it.
I know.
I'm sure it's because the UV is also super high, so they probably like hardly go out there in some areas.
Or everyone is busy. Who
Yeah,
knows?
or that must not be a touristy spot.
Yeah,
But I can't
maybe.
believe the beauty of this place. Now, especially thanks to my friend Earthwiz Tom for sharing his footage of Esperance. He makes great videos of Australia, and I'll link his channel in the description so you can check them out. One of my favorite beaches in Esperance is Twilight Beach. It's located 10 minutes outside the town of Esperance.
That one
and
is
it has this
touristy.
massive rock
Yeah.
just off the coast that is popular for some cliff
Oh
jumping.
wow.
Another beautiful place in the area is Cape Le Grand. It's a pristine
That's so
coastline home
cool.
to these untouched
Oh
beaches,
my God, that's
and
so
maybe you'll see some
pretty.
kangaroos roaming around. After, we're going to head into Australia's center to visit the Outback. Now, when you
Outback.
look at Australia from space, you'll notice that basically all the cities are on the coast, but the interior of the country is an orange, desolate landscape with hardly anyone living
It's
there.
so
And that's the
different.
Outback. The most iconic landmark in the Outback is Uluru, or Ayers Rock.
Ooh,
It's a
wow.
massive monolith made up of sandstone. You can reach the area by flying into the nearby town of Ulara, or also by making the 4-hour drive from Alice Springs. Now, Uluru is a sacred site for the indigenous Australians, and it's believed to be a resting place for ancient spirits. There's definitely an energy there,
Interesting.
and it's just bizarre how it sits alone in the desolate outback. Afterwards, we're going to head over to Brisbane. Located on the east
Ooh,
coast,
that looks very
Brisbane was
nice and
founded in
updated there.
1824, and
Yeah,
today
it's a
it's
city,
the
I
third
think, the
most
big
populous
city.
city in Australia and the capital of Queensland. It's a beautiful city built on the Brisbane River and has an average of 260 days of sunshine per year. Just an hour from Brisbane is the Gold Coast, which is this incredible
That's
city
pretty.
with a huge beach contrasted with skyscrapers.
That would be so fun to like live in Australia for a year and travel to these different places.
I know, that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like just go on a road trip.
I know. A 40-hour road trip.
If you want a more natural setting, you can embark to the Glasshouse Mountains. Located about an hour's drive from Brisbane, the Glasshouse Mountains are a group of 13 volcanic peaks. They are some of the most peculiar mountains
A lot
I've
of
ever seen.
trees.
The tallest is Mount Birwa with an elevation of 556 meters. If you want to see them
Hey.
from the air, you can take a scenic plane tour to witness these unique mountains. After,
That
we're
looks
going to
so
visit
fun.
Whitehaven Beach. Regularly voted as one of the best beaches in the world, Whitehaven Beach is located on the Whitsunday Island, and you can reach it by taking a boat or seaplane. The boat tour is the most affordable option, and you can reach Whitehaven by departing from places such as Airlie Beach or Shute Harbor on the mainland. Once you arrive at Whitehaven,
Interesting.
it will be amazing.
That one probably looks like my favorite so far.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
But the more I'm watching this, the more I'm like, think of how many spiders are on those beaches. I'm actually terrified of spiders. Like, they're so gross.
I'm okay with it, but like the small ones. But if it's big one,
Yeah.
I'd run.
If they're like a distance or like outside, I don't mind them. But if they like come on me or are too close, I'm like, ah, and I just like screaming. Or like centipedes.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
Centipedes
thing.
are so gross. One
Yeah.
day I was cleaning a sink and they came, or there was just one, and it was just sitting in the sink, and I sprayed it without looking, and I just see something moving in the sink, and I scream. Oh, it was so terrifying.
That's so scary. And by the way, this is not a centipede in her house. It's in the place where she's working.
Yeah, I was working there, so thankfully it was not in my house.
Amazed by the surrounding scenery. The sand is made up of silica, giving it its white color.
That's
and
so
when combined
cool.
with the blue
I
ocean
know.
water, it creates this swirly turquoise mix that winds back into the island's inlet, and it's just
That's so
incredible to look
interesting
at. You
how
can get an elevated view of the area
just like-
from the hill inlet lookout. I mean, this
Oh,
place
that's
is
different.
on
Oh my
another level.
gosh.
Another incredible destination on the mainland is Cape Hillsborough National
I
Park.
want
Now, when I
one.
imagine Australia,
They're
kangaroos
just
on the beach
hanging
always
out
come to
there.
mind. And Cape Hillsborough
So
is one of the
cute.
best places in the
I haven't seen a buff one yet on this. I want to see a big buff one.
country to see them roaming on the coast. If you want the best chances of seeing them, you can wake up around 5 a.m. to witness the kangaroos and wallabies on the beach for sunrise. I mean, it's such an incredible
Oh.
setting with the rising sun and the kangaroos feeding on the mangrove sea pods and seaweed. After, we're going to head back to the ocean to visit probably
Okay,
one of the
we're
most
going
famous
there.
places in Australia,
Mhm.
the Great Barrier Reef.
Gotta book
It's
a flight.
located in the northeastern coast of Australia, and it's the biggest reef system in the world, stretching over 2,300 kilometers. It can be seen from space and is the world's largest structure made by living organisms. It's easy to see why it's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It's home to over 10% of all the ocean's fish species, and there's
snorkeling.
also plenty of whales and sharks. I mean, it would be a dream
Ah,
to scuba dive here
scary.
one day. A potential city to access the Great Barrier Reef from is Cairns. It's located near some of the most prime coral reefs and islands of the Great Barrier Reef, and you can reach it by taking a 40-minute boat ride from Cairns. Afterwards, we're going to head up north to visit the Dentry Rainforest. Located about a 3 hours drive from Cairns, the Dentry Rainforest is a combination of massive
Oh,
mountains,
wow.
pristine beaches, and possibly the oldest rainforest in the world, which began over 110 million years ago. The rainforest is home to animals such as the southern
Oh,
cassowary, and I
cute.
particularly like the area around Cape Tribulation. I mean, just so scenic with mountains covered in lush vegetation. It's definitely one of my favorite places in Australia when it comes to natural beauty. After, we're going to head back to Australia's cities to visit Sydney.
Oh,
Located on the southeast coast, Sydney was founded back in 1788 as a British penal
Dang.
colony, and today it's the most populous city in Australia of around
Yeah, I
5
think
million
it's
Yeah.
people.
cool in
It's
there.
home to the real
Mhm.
famous Opera House, which was opened in 1973. I really like the beaches around Sydney. One of the most famous ones is Bondi Beach. It's located just 20 minutes outside
That
of
one
Sydney,
looks
and it's a
more
massive
heavily
beach and has some really
populated.
cool
Yeah,
pools
'cause it's
alongside
in-
the ocean. Just down the
City.
coast is also Bronte Beach. It's smaller than Bondi Beach, but has its own charm, and there's this really cool public pool called
so
Bronte
pretty
Baths that you can get in if you don't want to swim in the ocean. A beautiful place outside of Sydney is the Blue Mountains.
Oh,
They are
wow.
located about an hour and a half's drive from Sydney, and it's this incredible mountain range that has a famous
That's not too
distinct
bad,
color
half
due to
hour
a
drive.
combination of
Mhm.
eucalyptus oil droplets from
Oh,
the forest
gorgeous.
combining with water vapor and dust, creating a blue hue. A great lookout point in the mountains is from the Three Sisters. It's only a short walk to the lookout, and you get an amazing view of the rock pinnacles and the mountains in the background. After, we're going to head to Melbourne, located in the state of Victoria, about a 9 hours drive from Sydney. Melbourne is the second most populous city in Australia and was ranked the world's most livable city 7 years in a row. There's a lot to do around
Dang,
Melbourne.
that's
Taking
crazy.
a drive
I
through
like
the
it
scenic
there.
Black Spur
Mhm.
Forest. One of the most famous places in the area is the 12 Apostles. Located about a 3 hours drive from Melbourne, the 12 Apostles is a set of limestone sea
cool.
stacks.
My
There was
gosh.
originally
I
8 of
know.
them, but one collapsed in 2005 due to the constant erosion of waves and wind. While you're there, you can marvel at the stacks from the boardwalk and many viewpoints. For our final destination, we're going to visit Lord Howe Island. Located in the Tasman Sea between Australia and New Zealand, you can reach Lord Howe Island by taking a 2-hour flight from Sydney. The island is just insanely beautiful. It's called the Hawaii of
It is
Australia,
really
and after
beautiful.
visiting it, I understand why. There can only be 400 tourists on the island at a time, and another interesting fact about Lord Howe is that it's the largest island ever to eradicate all its rats, which in turn has allowed the birds and wildlife to flourish here. One of the main reasons I wanted to go to Lord Howe Island was to visit Ball's Pyramid. It's the tallest sea stack in the world with a height of 572 meters.
A lot
It's
of
one of
birds
the
there.
wildest rock formations I've ever seen, as it sits alone in the desolate ocean. Now, to get to Ball's Pyramid, it was about an hour boat ride from Lord Howe Island. We went with this tour company called Reef and Beyond Eco Tours, and it was an adventure getting there. We boated around the entire sea stack, and I was just baffled by the scale of this place. I felt like Jack Sparrow discovering a treasure
Sparrow.
island.
That's
We were
funny.
going to snorkel in the
That's
water, but the sea
crazy.
was
It's
too
so
rough, so it
calm.
wasn't possible.
I
After
know.
exploring Ball's Pyramid, we headed back to Lord Howe Island and got some
Water is so
incredible
blue,
views
too.
on the way. While we were on Lord Howe, we had bikes to get
Aw.
around,
That's so
and we did some great
cute.
hikes. One of my favorites was Malabar Kims. There were some incredible views of the sea cliffs, and then we walked on the ridgeline to Kim's Lookout, and we were able to get amazing view of the full island. I mean, this place is paradise. Another one of my favorite things that we did on the island was snorkeling. Lord Howe is home to the southernmost coral reef in the world, so there's tons of great snorkeling spots. We went to Ned's Beach and had a great time swimming in the warm, clear waters. We saw
Oh,
plenty of fish
wow.
and a few sea turtles. Now for sunset, I
Aw.
love going down to Lagoon Beach to watch the sun light up the mountains of Lord Howe.
The
Places
views are just
don't get more
amazing.
perfect
I
than this
know.
island.
It's
Well, that
so
is it for
pretty.
my Australia top 10. I'm barely scratching the surface. I mean,
Aw.
there's so much to see in this incredible country, so I'll be back for part 2.
I love how diverse it is there.
Yeah, I know. One thing I like about Australia, it has a lot of wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
I love animals, guys.
And it seems pretty clean.
I know. Maybe I was an animal but in a past life.
Yeah.
I know. I just
What-
love them, and then it's just different too. Like it's so different, like from the places we see in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Australia is so different. Like that's one of the places I want to go to.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks is how far away it is from America, but it's all worth it.
I know. So
Yeah.
we will see. We can in the future. Maybe we can go there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely on our bucket list to go there.
And
But,
we'll
yeah.
make a blog about it.
Yeah, we'll have to vlog it when we go. But yeah, if you guys liked our video, please like and subscribe and comment down below what else we should react to. And we hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Bye!